Hi everyone, welcome back to Sashay Away with Barry. I'm Barry and I'm here and I'm going to recap Canada's Drag Race Season 1, Episode 7, whatever the name of that pageant was. It was in my mind just a moment ago and I've lost it. The Miss Loose Straw pageant, of course. That is the name of our episode. And we had a little fun pageant to go to today. They claimed it was the first pageant ever in Drag Race history. I don't know that that's entirely true because they kind of did one season 9, the first episode with Lady Gaga. I think they built that as a pageant. It wasn't nearly this type of pageant, so this is really more of a pageant where you do the the gown and the bathing suit and the interview and the talent. I think they only did 2 different things on season 9, and one of them was a Lady Gaga look. So we'll just go with it. It's the first pageant in Drag Race history. We'll go with them. It's definitely the first pageant in Canada's Drag Race history. So we can say that. But last week, we said goodbye to Boa, bitch on arrival. It was kind of her time to go, I think. Yeah, it was fine. I enjoyed her on the show. I thought she brought a lot of good energy um, for kind of coming in having like this bad reputation about her, and people were surprised that she was there. So I enjoyed her on the show. So she will be missed, but someone's got to go. This week we skip the mini challenge. This is the first time there's been no mini challenge. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink of my seltzer water tonight because it is a school night and I have to work tomorrow out of my Jagged Little Pill, the musical cup. I miss Broadway and I wish it would be able to come back, and someday it will. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. But we're skipping the mini challenge, like I said, and going right into the Maxi challenge, which is our pageant. I'm going to share my screen because we got some photos. Here are our queens. We had these 2 guest judges. This is the news lady that keeps showing up. I still have not remembered her name. This is the principal from Degrassi, which I've never watched, but it's very Canadian as well. Oh, shit, sorry. And this is the only judge that makes any difference. This is Michelle Dewberry. I don't know her, but I love her already. I wish she had an Instagram that I could follow, but she doesn't have one. But I'm going to be reading up on Miss Dewberry. She is a legend, apparently, in drag. She's been doing it since the 50s in Canada. And they said she's the oldest living drag queen. Um, I don't know that that's true because there's one in Portland, I think, that owns the club, whose name I'm not remembering right now, but I thought she was the oldest living drag queen. Um, I don't know, there'll be a battle. I'll do some research on it and find out, and we'll talk about it next week. Because who knows? Maybe she's older. The other one I think is the oldest performing, so maybe Miss Dewberry doesn't perform anymore. But here she is on Canada's Drag Race. I would have been fine if she was our guest judge, our guest host, I guess they're calling it, for the week as well. Or they can bring her back anytime because I think she's really, really funny. And I would love to see more of her. I love that she pulled the page and stole the crown and got out of there before they finished the show. So good for her. And then, of course, we have Jeffrey Boyer Chapman sitting right there. Good for her. It's not letting me forward again. Ugh. This happened last time. We're going to reboot it. Screen sharing has stopped, but we're going to come right back to it because we have pictures. And we're going to look at them, and they're going to let me. So let's screen share again. There's our picture, and look, it's letting us move. Perfect. So I just brought these up so I could remember the names of the queens. This is obviously Rita Baga. She is mismatched, and hers was that she loves love. And it said hashtag blessed, so she went overboard kind of with the hashtag blessed, but mismatched was her name in the pageant. Priyanka was misdemeanor, and she was kind of the bad girl rebel. Everything she did is wrong. It's not really how she played it. She came out pregnant, which was really kind of weird. I didn't understand it, but I knew she was what she was going for. Misbehavin' was the one and only Jimbo, and she is the sex pot. I believe they called her the town bike because everyone has taken a ride or something like that. And it's the perfect thing for her to do. She was fantastic in this challenge. I'll talk more about the challenge in a bit. We're just going through the names. This is typecasting to the extreme. It was Alona Burley as Ms. Irritable, as in miserable, and she was supposed to just be miserable the whole time. She did somewhat, but it wasn't fully done. Misinformed was Scarlett Bobo. She's confused. She doesn't know what's really going on. She did a really good job too. And finally, Miss Spitz is Lemon, and she's the bratty queen who has never won a pageant. Well, she's a bratty queen. I think she added the never won a pageant on her own. So let's take a look at these girls and talk about them one by one. We're going to start with Rita Baga. She was first, and she was bad. I don't know if it was a language thing, but I don't think she understood what her character was supposed to be. It was supposed to be about loving everything and shiny and happy. She used that hashtag blessed on everything. She even wrote it on her costume for her talent part, which was terrible. Yeah, I didn't get Rita Baga in this pageant at all. It made zero sense to me. That's all I can say about it because it made zero sense. Next, we will talk about Miss Priyanka, and she was misdemeanor, and she came out pregnant. She's supposed to be the bad girl. I wish she had played it up more like a bad girl than just this knocked up girl with an attitude. It fell flat as well for me. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. Yeah, it was bad. Improv is not Priyanka's forte, as we are finding out. And then we go to Jimbo as the sex pot misbehaving, and it was the performance of the night. Her talent doing the animal calls with all the sexual references was so hysterically funny. I couldn't get past. I couldn't stop laughing. It was so good. She did everything that she needed to. She put on her big old titties and made sure they were seen. I'll also say about Rita Baga, she wore the nude illusion on her arms, and it was so ill-fitting that it was just all bunched up and looked really, really bad. She wore it in the gown part, and then she wore it again in the bathing suit. I don't know if she wore it for the talent part, but she probably did. But the sleeves were just all so bunched up. It just looked bad. Ugh. I don't know. No one else wore it. I know she was probably just trying to cover her tattoos rather than having to paint over them, which she did later. But it just looked really, really bad. Next, we will talk about Ilona Burley as Miss, excuse me, miserable, and it was miserable. She needed to play this off kind of like Vendela Creme did in All Stars, as the little goth girl, just being angry and cranky about everything and blaming your parents. She did that a little tiny bit, but she needed to do that more. It was just, she needed that angst to it that just wasn't coming through. She just sounded like a whiner. So it did not work for me. Her talent, I thought, was an interesting idea with the art. It just didn't work for me. I don't remember what Priyanka's talent was. Oh, she danced. Priyanka danced. It was bad. Rita Baga wrapped a box terribly. Made no sense. Moving on to Scarlett Bobo, who's had the talent of playing the bongos, which was really funny. Scarlett Bobo really did a great job with this. I was very impressed with her. I didn't understand a lot of what she said because she did this weird voice and talked really fast. But I think it was meant to confuse you because she was misinformed. And so she was just giving all you this bad information to you and didn't know any better. And so that's why I think it worked for her. But her bongos was really, really funny. And then we have Lemon as Miss Fitz, as the bratty little princess. I didn't really get that from her at all in this. She did mime as her talent, which was actually really funny if you're going to do mime. And she patted herself. So way to go, Lemon. Take those notes. She finally patted herself for the first time this season. Her mime was good. The brattiness I did not get. I didn't understand that in this at all. She just looked like a pageant girl up there standing and smiling and waving, and we didn't get any of that like attitude, crazy little pageant queen. So I didn't understand that. But that's fine. Overall, there were 3 good ones and 3 bad ones. Rita Baga, Alona, and Priyanka were bad, and Jimbo, Scarlett, and Lemon did well. I would put Lemon at the bottom of that because, again, I didn't get her character as being bratty. I just got her as a pageant queen. That's all. But let's take it to the runway because our runway is pageant excellence, I think, was what they said. But, you know, a pageant queen. Pageant. We're giving you pageant. And this is Alona Burley in her pageant gown. It's really quite beautiful, actually. The only thing I would say is with the mermaid trumpet, it needed to be a little lower towards her knees. Maybe it is at her knees and her legs are just weirdly shaped, but it needed to be lower. That's all. It just needed to be lower. But I think it's beautiful. The hair is terrible. The earrings I don't like either. She loves these gigantic big pageant earrings, which I guess works because it is supposed to be pageant. But I don't like it with this dress. I think Brooklyn said the choker, because she has the choker on the earrings, are kind of in the way. Yeah, I don't know. The dress is pretty though. She knows how to dress herself. Again, I just wish the trumpet at the bottom was lower on her leg so that it gave her more shape down and then really flared out. So right now it's just kind of go. But it's good. I would toot this look. Change the wig and you're really good. Next is Lemon giving you child pageant. She wore tap shoes and did a little tap dance on the runway. I love this hair, so I'm going to give her props for the hair. I don't like this dress because even if you're doing the child pageant, they wouldn't wear this little loofah dress. It would be to the floor, honestly. And they would be wearing these cute little socks and shoes, so those are fine. It's just the length of the dress that I have a problem with. And I don't get it. Unless she's trying to be a little pageant queen as an adult. I don't know. Like I said, I love the hair. I love her makeup. She didn't have to pat in this because she's wearing this big bulky thing around her waist. And I guess because she's trying to be a child, she doesn't have to have a shape. Because Jimbo did the same thing and had a bulkiness around her, and they said they didn't have her shape, but it didn't seem to be a problem for Lemon. So that's my take on Lemon. I don't like this dress. I think it needs to be longer to be a pageant gown even for a child. Next is Rita Baga, and this look is stunning. If she had better hair, I would shoot it, but I'm just going to toot it for now because I think this look is fantastic. It's the gorgeous, gorgeous dress. And like, this is where kind of with Alona's dress, or if you're going to do the mermaid, it needs to come in super tight at your knees and then fan out. And Alona's did not do that. And so that's where it's at. And it's just gorgeous. It's really, really beautiful. I think her face looks great. It's the idea of the hair I really like. It's just not, it's not a great wig, and it's not a great, it's not styled very well. That's all. She and Jimbo go at it about this wig in the workroom later on, and that will come up momentarily. Next, though, we have Priyanka giving us the Indian goddess. I don't know if it's really Indian. I believe I'm not going to say where she's from because I forgot where it is already. But it's stunning. This looks stunning on her. The hair is right. The earrings are right. The dress is right. This color, this blue on her skin is just gorgeous. This is what you do for a pageant look, if you want to do it culturally. And she looks great. Great. Big toot for me. Next is Jimbo, and the judges hated this look. I mean, hated this look. I didn't mind it. They said I think Brooke said she hated the wig, or maybe it was Stacy said she hated. I actually love this wig. I think the wig is campy and fun and kooky. It's very Edna Turnblad from Hairspray. The dress is not pretty, but it's this is Jimbo as glamour to me, and they don't get it. They did not, or maybe they just needed to say something negative about Jimbo this week to tear her down some. But this, I think, it's perfectly fine as Jimbo. It's not a winning look, but it's a serviceable look. She looks fantastic. I don't know why they hated this so much, because it's Jimbo's drag. That's what it is. It's Jimbo's. This is Jimbo's idea of glamour. That's it. And finally, we have Scarlett Bobo giving us this stunning gown with her Cruella de Vil skunk hair. It's not my favorite dress, but it is beautiful. I loved it I wish there was a picture with the jacket on because it just extends her shoulders out so much that it's just so gorgeous up top. And then it goes down to her tiny little body. The little funky thing on the side, I don't really need. It's a nice detail, but it's not necessary to me. I'm getting tired of Nude Illusion. That's all. We see it so much now that I'm just a little bored with it, and I find it to be very safe. But it's a beautiful dress. I'm not gonna falter for that. And those are the looks. If you would like to toot and boot along with me and all my friends, you can follow my Instagram at Sashay Away with Barry. I'm sorry, yeah, Sashay Away with Barry. On Instagram, we do a toot and boot of all the looks from the runway every week. I am going to be uploading them as soon as we're done with this video, so they will be up probably until 11:30 Friday night. That is Eastern Daylight Time, because I am in New York City. So that will be like you have from now until 11:30 the next day. They're up for 24 hours. You get to toot and boot. And then I post the results on my webpage, which is sashayawaywithbarry.com, and it is under the international tag for Canada. There's different tabs for different versions. There is I think the drag race tab is the regular seasons. There's an all-star tab, and then there's international, which is where Canada falls. And so you can find the results there. Usually I talk about them on here, but I'm doing this very early this week to get it out as soon as possible. So follow me on Instagram. Excuse me. Follow me on Instagram at Sashay Away with Barry, just like it's spelled on the screen for you. If you're listening to this, it's spelled the same way as my podcast, Sashay Away with Barry. Let's talk about that while I'm here. If you're watching this, thanks for watching on YouTube. If you're not, and you are listening on podcast, we do it in video format. If you want to follow me on YouTube, my page is bhbrown13. And vice versa, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't have time to sit down and watch this video every week, it comes out in podcast form as well. And you can search for that wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Sashay Away with Barry, and you'll find it. They're all posted there. Let's get back to the judges. Let's go to the workroom because the queens are sent back, and the judges loved Lemon, They loved Jimbo's pageant. They thought her pageant was the best, but they hated her dress. They thought Scarlett was great in both. They thought Rita's pageant was terrible, but her look was fantastic. So I think Jimbo and Rita kind of canceled each other out. And then we had Alona and Priyanka, who did not get favorable reviews. Actually, Priyanka's, they loved her dress. Alona's, they liked her dress, but didn't rave over it. I thought it was better than what they said. But that's just my opinion. So we go to the back to the workroom, and Priyanka knows that she's lip syncing, and she thinks Alona will be as well. And she is right. That is what ends up happening. But Jimbo is in her feelings about these judges. They don't like her dress. They said it's ugly and not glamorous at all. And she goes in on Jeffrey because Jeffrey says he sees no glamour in that at all. And she's like, how can you not see glamour in anything? You need to look up the word glamour in the dictionary and figure out what it means. And so then Rita jumps in. She's like, I know you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you that this is the oldest you've ever looked on the runway. And Jimbo's like, well, I even put those eye things on to make myself look younger. I guess it didn't work. And then Jimbo goes in on Rita's wig. And oh, did she go in. She hated this wig. She thinks it's the ugliest thing. She kept making fun of it. She made fun of the lace line. And then Alona's like, I'd wear this wig. But look at the wig that Alona's wearing. It was a terrible wig as well. And the more you look at Rita's wig, the more you have to agree with Jimbo. It was a bad wig. It looked dried out. It needed to be thrown away. There was kind of no salvaging it. And that's all there is to it. It was just funny to see the two older queens bickering and fighting. Priyanka, I think at one point, she's like, I'm worried about leaving this competition and not having a job because I quit my job to come here. And these two are sitting here arguing like they've been in the old folks home for too long together. It was very, very funny. But we're back on the stage, and our winner is, well, they talk to Lemon and to Scarlett as kind of the top two, but they give the win to Lemon, and Scarlett is over it. I honestly thought she was just gonna walk out because she's like, I can't do, what else can I do? There's nothing left for me to do. You clearly don't like my drag. And it's not that they don't like her drag, they don't want her to win for some reason. And I can only think is that they need to have Lemon win so that they can push her forward even more. And so that they keep not letting Scarlett win so that eventually they can just send her home and be like, well, you never won challenge. Well, you never gave her the chance because this was her challenge to win, honestly. I thought she was better than Lemon. I didn't like Lemon's outfit. I didn't understand her character because she didn't do the bratty part. She just did the pageant queen. Yeah, I didn't get it. So that's the only explanation. I mean, I know Jeffrey Boyer Chapman is in love with Lemon. And so I'm sure he's pushing her as far as he possibly can. I still hope she doesn't make top three. She'll probably be, if they do a top four, she'll be top four. But I don't want her to be top three. And who knows, maybe she'll be top three and they'll kick Jimbo out because they don't seem to like Jimbo anymore either. Especially Jeffrey, he can't stand her. But that is neither here or there. I'm not here to talk about the judges. They do their job. They do what they're told. Producers are running the show. It is not the judges running the show. That's all. They're being told what to do. So you can't really blame them. You can blame Jeffrey for his acting, which is terrible. And I will say that freely. We saw it when he was the host of the pageant, and we see it as a judge. He's a bad actor. That's all. Anyway, Jimbo and Rita are safe. Scarlett Bobo is declared safe after she's told she didn't win. And we have a lip sync between Priyanka and Ilona Verley, which is what was predicted in the back room. We all kind of saw it coming. Part of me thought they might make Jimbo lip sync just to make him lip sync for the show, but that would have been a travesty. I mean, they could have made Rita Baga lip sync as well because I thought she was terrible in the challenge. I can't figure out what the judging is based on, if it's really based on the challenge or if it's based on the runway or if it's a combination, because it makes zero sense the way they judge. But that's what we've come to learn about Canada. It's the judging is not great. So our lip sync is to Hello by Ali X, who is our guest host. I don't know who Ali X is. I'm guessing that I'm too old for that. And I think it showed in the workroom where the queens that were really excited to have Ali X as the guest judge, and then they never showed Rita Baga or Jimbo talking about her because they probably didn't know who she was either. When she walked out onto the runway, I thought it could have been Vander Von Odd from Dragula season 1. She kind of looks like her. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't know who Vander Von Odd is, or don't know what she looks like, Google it, and you might see Ali X in there because they're very similar. Yeah. The song was fine. It was a pop song. It had a little bit of sound of Kate Bush to it as well, to have that little bit of edge during parts of it, like in the bridge part of it. But it was fine. Alona did the exact same thing she did last week, was stand there and used her arms and emoted with her face. She didn't want to move. Priyanka told the story and made it funny, which I really, really appreciated, because I don't think it was meant to be a funny song, but she made it funny and the judges were dying laughing about it. And then at one point she like snuck up on Alona, and Alona literally pushed her out of the way. I was like, "Ooh, girl, she mad. She mad." She did not like that Priyanka was beating her and that she was going to be going home. And she literally just went and pushed her out of the way and walked to the other side of the stage. That being said, Priyanka does win, and rightfully so. She did a better job. She's much more entertaining. Alona's time was up. Not that I didn't like Alona as a queen. I think she's a great drag queen. I think she's really, really beautiful on the runway. Her runways have been some of the really, really good ones this season. She just doesn't, in the challenges, she doesn't shine, and she doesn't seem to be able to succeed that way. So her time is up. That's all there is to it. I kind of went into this episode knowing that it was going to be her that went home, unless she really, really stood out in the challenge, and she did not. She faded away again. And that's the way it goes. So Alona is leaving us. Ali X does go back and give her a hug and tell her how much she loves her. And Alona says, "This is better than winning this, because I just got a hug from Ali X." Great. That's the way it is. Next week on Canada's Drag Race is the Makeover Challenge. I think, no, I was going to say lumberjacks, but I think he said railway workers. I don't know what that means. They are a bunch of men that are going to get drag makeovers. And I look forward to the makeover challenge every time, because it is another one of those make or break challenges. Of these queens that are left, I'm not sure who will go home, honestly, because this is a hard one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate either, because I don't know rumors, I don't know anything, but I'm not going to speculate. I'm trying to think, and I can't think of who might do poorly on this. Maybe Scarlett Bobo, but I don't know. She has drag children. Rita Baga has great drag children, so she's put people in drag before. Jimbo works in theater, so he probably knows about how to paint people and how to dress them and put them in clothes. They love Lemon. I don't know. Yeah, Lemon and Priyanka might be the weak ones this week, which would shake things way up. I don't know. We will wait and see until next week. I will be back to talk to you then. I meant to look and see if the Sasha Velour Nightgowns Forever is still on YouTube. I think it might still be. So if it is, you should go check that out on the Nightgowns YouTube page. It was a really, really great show, and worth watching if it's still there. I don't know if it is. I think it was probably up for a while, so it might still be there. Go check it out. It's really, really great. We are gearing up for the Vegas mini-series backstage kind of thing. It's going to be starting soon, so set your calendars to watch that. Other than that, I will be back next week and see you then. Thanks for watching / listening. Bye.